Some school kids in upstate New York were scared for their lives when their drunk school bus driver took them on a terrifying ride. CBS News national correspondent Jeff Glor has the rest of the story. Good morning, Jeff.
Harry, good morning to you. This ride took place last May, but the driver was just sentenced on Tuesday, and the evidence against her was pretty clear.
Turn the bus on! No! You're backing into the freaking ditch! You're making the little kids die!
The frightening scene played out in Alfred, New York, as dozens of children on that bus pleaded with their intoxicated driver.
You're not okay, and I know it. Just turn it off, please. No!
The driver, with a blood alcohol level of 0.15, sped down roads, ran over a mailbox, and would not stop.
Stop, you gotta stop.
The ordeal ended when the children rescued themselves by exiting the rear of the bus after the driver refused to let them off.
You can't get off the bus!
On Tuesday, 55-year-old Martha Thompson pled guilty to 37 counts of child endangerment and driving while intoxicated.
She's embarrassed. She's very sorry to the children. She never, ever would intentionally put any of those children, especially her own, in any type of risk.
Very sad story. Thompson will spend 12 weekends in jail and get 6 months of electronic home confinement, 5 years probation, and she'll have to undergo mandatory alcohol counseling. Harry?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. Joining us now for an exclusive interview from Belmont, New York, are Grace Scherzer and Chelsea Pierce, who were on the bus, and Chelsea's mother, Lori Loomis. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. Grace, looking back at that tape, how vivid is your memory of that afternoon on that bus?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, just how vivid is your memory of being on that bus, and how scared were you and everybody else?
Oh, I was absolutely terrified, but I tried to remain calm for the kids of it.
Yeah. When did you know something was terribly wrong? Because I know you're a softball player, you don't usually ride that bus. You're on this bus.
Can't go anymore.
She's performing erratically. Grace, when did you know something was really wrong and you needed to take action?
I knew something was really wrong when I noticed she was swerving from every side of the road.
And what did you do? What did you first do?
I first went back and started talking with the older kids about it to make sure that I was not just seeing it and everyone else saw it.
Right. And people had said this kind of behavior, they'd seen some of this behavior before?
Yeah, before they got off the bus, some of the older kids actually noticed that she was driving pretty scarily.
Right. When you went up to the driver to talk to her, what did she say?
I went up to talk to her and I asked her how she was and if she was fine to drive. And she didn't respond to me, and she said, after a couple times asking her, that she was fine.
And by listening to her voice, by listening to her speech, could you tell she was drunk?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
In the meantime, Chelsea, you're in the back, you're trying to call your mom. What was it like being bounced around in the back of this bus, and how were the little kids responding?
Well, at first, when I was calling my mom, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was. But then when I started looking in the back of the bus and seeing how we were going by line to line, it was extremely scary. But I kind of put away my fear when I saw how scared the little kids were.
It's so interesting
to make them better.
Because Chelsea and Grace, you were really the adults on this bus during this time. Grace, the bus finally stops. You start getting these kids off the bus, open up the back exit gate. What did the bus driver say when you were trying to get these kids off this bus?
The bus driver was trying to keep all the kids on the bus and have them still stay on the bus.
Did this make any sense to you at all?
Not at all. It was very confusing.
Wow. Lori, this woman is being sentenced to 12 weekends in jail and probation. Do you feel like this punishment fits what really literally fits the crime?
Absolutely not. I am outraged. I'm very upset with what she received, and I just don't think is a harsh enough punishment for this woman. Wow. She put all these children's lives in danger. She could have killed them all. And I'm very upset
with the outcome.
All right. Lori, thank you so much. Chelsea, amazing. Grace, what performance under pressure, and what a service you performed for the rest of the kids on that bus. You guys are honest to goodness heroes. We thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.